Great support here again tonight to watch the Wildcats beat the Cardinal. Head coach Sean Miller has joined us. And Coach, great to have Brandon Williams back. It was more than just Brandon tonight, but it just seemed that this was the best 40 minutes of basketball your team has played here in a while. Would you agree?
I would, and I would attribute it to a couple factors. It's number one is what I've been saying, and that is we've not really lost our process in terms of our team being a connected group of guys trying to improve. And when we practice with enthusiasm. We practice the right way. We practice hard, and we prepare for the games. And even though last week we lost at both Utah and Colorado, I really felt the same way last week and felt like our team was getting better. But adding Brandon Williams is a big deal because, and you felt it out there tonight, it's not just what he does. It's taking the pressure off of guys and allowing them to go to the bench and rest. So instead of playing 36 minutes, they play 30. Instead of 18, it's 12. And then obviously when he's out there, he's a playmaker. He can do a lot of different things. So you have depth. I think everybody's more in the right seat on the bus.
Okay.
And then I think when he's out there, we have another guy offensively who can make plays. And he had a couple tonight, and he hasn't practiced a whole lot. And I thought for what we did with him, he came out and did a really good job.
Ira Lee tonight had a career-high 16 points and did it with authority tonight, just playing with a heck of a lot of confidence.
I thought both Chase Jeter and Ira both had good games. You look at the stat sheet, Chase was 7 for 10 from the field, 14 points. And Ira, 6 for 7 from the field, which is great, 16 points. But you add those guys up, we got 30 points from our front court. And Ryan Luther, he didn't have as big of a night, but I thought he played some really good defense against some tough guys to guard, drivers, and I think Ryan's improving in that area as we get, towards the end here.
Speaking of defense, holding to Stanford to under 40% shooting for the ball game. What is better about your team's defense right now?
Well, Stanford is so good at driving the ball and getting to the foul line, and they have a number of players. The size of their team is maybe the biggest in our conference other than UCLA, and they use that very well. I think John Sharma has improved about as much as a player as we've seen. And I'm sorry, Josh Sharma. But he's shooting 78% from the field, and he's a senior. He had 12 points tonight. So I think when you look at him, he had 12 and 12. They have a center who's 7 feet tall, experienced, and has really become productive. So I think being able to defend them is a good sign for our team.
Your team, the Wildcats, outscored Stanford in the paint, 32-28. Going into the ball game, Rhino and I were talking about that, saying that could be a factor that probably on paper before the game started probably favored Stanford because of their size that you just talked about. So how big was that for your team?
Very, very big, and I'm surprised really that the stat sheet revealed that. We didn't get to the foul line very much in the first half. In the second half, we got there more. We got to the bonus earlier. But, credit Stanford for that. They played kind of a matchup zone here tonight, and it took us a while to get into a rhythm. In the first half, we had a couple wasted possessions where we just heaved one up at the end of the clock. But I thought we were much more settled in the second half and did a good job. Justin Coleman also did an excellent job of running our team.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Thank
you.
Good
win. Head Coach Sean Miller here courtside at McHale Center, where the Wildcats beat the Stanford Cardinal by a final score of 70-54.